So, guess who is going to White Lotus? Not this guy. No, he is too broke for that. What it is, everyone? Welcome back to Optimistic Forever. I'm your host, Frank, and here we are back again talking about TV shows and movies, and we're gonna be discussing The White Lotus. Actually, it's just White Lotus. Season 1, no less. So this series is streaming on HBO Max. Wait, I'm sorry, it's Max now. And so far it has 2 seasons, and I feel like this series is like one of those anthological TV show series, sort of like American Horror Story. And the reason why I make that comparison is because American Horror Story, it has, you know, like different stories, different seasons, and seasons 1 and 2 of White Lotus brings in different characters and locations also. Now, mind you, I am still watching season 2, so I will be doing a review on that pretty soon. So anyways, season 1 takes place at the White Lotus Resort in Hawaii. And here we're introduced to basically an ensemble cast. We got Murray Bartlett as Armand, the hotel manager, Connie Britton and Steve Zahn, who plays a husband and a wife with their 2 children and the daughter's best friend. Jake Lacy and Alexandra Daddario both play a newlywed couple. And we obviously cannot forget or leave out at all Jennifer Coolidge, who plays as Tanya, and she is just off at the White Lotus to mourn the loss of her mother, who she's also carrying her ashes and just wants to release it out in the Pacific Ocean. Now, to put the plot pretty simple, the story itself is basically just a social satire looking into the lives of the rich and all their troubles and struggles that they deal with, which is why I like to start off with Armand, who is the hotel manager and played by Murray Bartlett. Now, this character is pretty simple to start off with. Right from the get-go, you notice that he just wants to please people. He is very charismatic and always cares about his guests. But on the flip side of things, he's also a recovering addict who is trying very hard not to relapse. And well, of course, I would have to issue the spoiler alert, so this is your last chance, and here we go. Yep, basically Armand relapses. Then we have Rachel and Shane. Now, Jake Lacy does a terrific job just bringing the egotistical, narcissistic, because really this character was written for us to be pissed off at. This guy becomes extremely agitated and frustrated, all because him and his wife did not get the pineapple suite. Okay, so here are 2 things. Number 1, like, okay, I get it, I understand. Like, I'd be pissed too if I'm sent to a room looks completely different from the pictures that I saw online, and yeah, I would have to complain, and I'm not gonna be risking having to pay for the real thing again when I've already paid initially. Yeah, so that's one thing. The second thing, when they show the shot of the room they first came in, I mean, I saw it and I'm like, holy shit. I mean, even his wife did not mind at all. Like, she was just so laid back and she didn't complain at all about it. But Shane, oh no, whatever it takes to get that pineapple suite, that's the only thing that mattered. More than his wife, more than anything else in the world, it's the pineapple suite for this guy. So get him that right now before he shits his pants. And then finally we have my favorite family in the world, Nicole and Mark Mosbacher, or is it Mosbacher? You get it. And there are 2 children, Quinn and Olivia, and best friend Paula. Now, these older kids, like, you would expect it exactly as any other Gen Z's behavior would be. And it's even worse when they're rich. Spending times on their phone, judging people as they see them pass by. All we care about is just the struggle that these folks go through. Because let's face it, whether you are rich or just middle class or identify as working class, does not matter. You go through a struggle, and these folks are not that different. I mean, in the case of Mark, for example, this guy like has my whole heart, because initially he starts off as very extremely paranoid, believing that he has testicular cancer, and he believed that his father passed away because of that, until finally he gets a call from his doctor saying that no, it's not cancer. They did the screening, I guess, prior for them going on vacation, and the testing came out negative. And then followed by another call after celebrating the good news that he learns from a family member, I believe, that his father actually passed away from AIDS. Not only this, but his father was also closeted, which creates an even bigger crisis for poor Mark. Now, as far as the ending goes, my favorite piece that I just really love is that out of all the characters that I would root for, it would be none other than Quinn. I mean, this kid started off as like this awkward 16-year-old who just wants to spend time on his Nintendo Switch and on his phone and really should be spending quality time with his dad. And just after he gets kicked out of the hotel room by his sister, he spent all of his remaining evenings sleeping outside at the beach. And it's right there where he meets these local folks, guys around his age or a little bit older actually. And these group of guys, like, they do this kind of routine and they paddle boats, probably exploring other islands. And Quinn took a huge interest in doing the same thing. And I just love in that moment at the airport scene in the last episode where he just hesitated so hard after his parents just told him no, that he can't stay because he's only 16. I mean, yeah, on one side they're right, but also like they should have at least acknowledged his newly found passion and, you know, could have negotiated with him by saying like, okay, you know, we could probably do this again in a couple of months. You know, look into some kind of schools around Hawaii so that he can enroll and he'll be residing in that state for the rest of his life if that's what he wants. And I'm just so glad that Quinn actually did that. He rebelled and he turned around and went back to paddle boat with his new group of friends. And honestly, right now, all I want is like a spin-off of White Lotus, focusing on Quinn and all of his adventure, getting involved in all sorts of shenanigans. Like, I want that now, and I love that character. So I think that's basically all I have to say about White Lotus Season 1, and I'm gonna give this a rating of 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. It was, I mean, very interesting, it was funny, and I enjoyed all these characters that just gives this perspective about everyday life, no matter which class you fall in. And as I said before, I will be doing a review on Season 2 pretty soon as I finish watching it. I'm only in episode 5, so wait for that. So thank you guys for sticking around, and I hope you also enjoyed Season 1 of White Lotus. Let me know what you think in the comment box down below. As always, stay cool, stay safe, and keep watching TV shows. Alright, bye guys.